Philly's prisons have 200 fewer staffers since the start of the pandemic, according to city records. Meanwhile, the number of inmates have increased to pre-pandemic levels.
Prior to the pandemic, we were a mass movement jail. Inmates are spending more time inside their cells.
Blanche Carney is the Philadelphia prison commissioner. She says inmates have pent-up frustrations from the COVID-19 lockdown.
Getting a safe staffing level is dependent on the correctional officers union and the city administration working together to solve the problem.
Big mad, little mad.
It makes me real mad.
I'm gonna say or not.
I'm pissed to the max.
Oh yeah, it makes me very angry.
Yep to the yep. You already know what time it is. It's your girl P.O.C. and I'm back for another edition of Mad or Nah. A recent investigation by the Philadelphia Inquirer revealed that there are staff shortages at the Philadelphia Department of Prisons. According to the report, more than 40% of shifts listed were not filled at all. Officers and detainees said that shortages are resulting into dangerous and inhumane conditions. One detainee was actually stabbed multiple times with no guard nearby. So I hit the streets of Philadelphia to ask residents, do worsening conditions for local prisoners and officers make them mad or not? Keep your radios locked.
No, it doesn't make me mad, but what the government probably have to do is implement a program that will now allow the reservists or military to come in with a kind heart, kind soul to monitor those inmates and also be compassionate towards them. That's my take.
And if you don't mind me just asking, what's your first name? What part of the city do you represent?
Yes, I live in Cherry Hill, and my name is Robert Burnett.
Are you mad or not?
Oh, of course. You know, off the top of my head, I would say requiring officers to be vaccinated would be the first thing that needs to happen. So I think it's ridiculous, and I think everyone should get vaccinated. It's for the safety of the prisoners, and I mean, there's already an overpopulation issue, so they need help, and they're not getting it, and yeah, it's awful.
Okay, if you don't mind just sharing your first name.
Stephanie?
Definitely makes me mad. I got out. I was locked up, and I got out right as the pandemic started. And yeah, I don't think it's right. You know, when it's all the officers, tons of officers call out, and then you know there's more violent incidents in jail, and you know people end up being locked down for like days or even like a week at a time, and I feel like it's almost like cruel and unusual punishment. And yeah, I don't think anybody cares really. You know, when you're in there, there's, you know, the rest of the world doesn't seem to like really care about it. So, yeah, it's a problem. I think that maybe if people like would try to advocate like their state reps or you know senators in their state, and maybe you know if they have somebody in jail that you know loved one or something like that, they could try to contact their offices and you know and you know bring up like how they feel and you know what they think is lacking. And then I think if enough pressure or enough, you know, people voice their opinion, that maybe they'll do something.
Okay. So. If you don't mind just sharing, what part of the city do you represent?
South Philadelphia.
What is there to be mad at?
Mad is not necessarily relevant, I think, for me, but I do think that there's a trickle-down effect from some of these jobs forcing vaccinations. And so as a result, it's having an effect on the availability. People are choosing themselves over careers and jobs that have not supported them and you know before, and it's unfortunate that members of society who are in our prisons are the ones who are suffering because of it.
Thank you, I appreciate that. If you don't mind just sharing, what part of the city do you represent?
I'm from West Philly.
Yes, it does. You know, you got no freedom in there. It's all time locked down. Give them more, you know, a little more time out. You know what I mean? You can't keep your cages like we dogs. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. So, you know, they need a little more freedom. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. And if you don't mind, what part of the city do you represent?
I live in West Oak Lane.
You can't make them go to work. Right? I don't blame them. I'm fearful because I'm at work. But I got to pay my bills. So one outweighs the other.
If you don't mind me just asking, what part of the city do you represent?
I live in the Northeast.
It's making me more distressed than mad, I think, because it's set up as a business.
Tune in. 90.9 FM. Are you mad or nah? Follow Revive Radio, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_POC.